We're gonna give you 4 explosive ab exercises to help you have a strong core, and we're gonna start right now. So what is the core? How can we define it? And should the core be just discussing our abs here, or should we actually be talking about the trunk? So if we define it as a trunk, we need to look at it as our abs, all of our side abs, okay? Even our connective tissue into our hips, as well as everything in our back. Now we can make sense about how we want to train this and optimize everything so that we lead to better sports performance. So that question then is, should we isolate the abs? Yes, there is a point to isolating the abs, but it's better to view everything inside of your abs and your core through the lens of the trunk. So what role does the trunk play in explosive movements? If we can think about decelerating and preventing ourselves from collapsing. So I love to use the classic example of Barry Sanders. If he's running at full speed and he would put that front foot out in front of him, if he didn't have a strong trunk or dynamic trunk control, he would collapse forward, okay? So his back is actually intertwined with his abs to maintain that stability in his hips to then get out of that cutting position. So the trunk plays a pivotal role in change of direction. So what sports need explosive core work? So any sport that has rapid changes of direction, any sport that has a racket or some type of throwing motion, that could be volleyball, that could be baseball, that could be cricket. Any sport that has rapid deceleration or posture control. So if you're running quickly and you have to make a quick cut, soccer, football, swimmers in the pool, and how they have to have a really positive posture to elicit better response in the water. Yes, an explosive and controlled trunk is needed in every single sport. Now I'm gonna give you guys 5 key explosive core exercises, but really dynamic trunk control exercises that you can use, and you can practice them today and then implement them into your periodization. Unless you wanna use a Peak Strength app, available at peakstrength.app. Bye. So that first exercise is going to be Dane's fast abs. So this is a really, really great trunk exercise that involves rotation and deceleration. So if I'm here, boom, I'm gonna come rapidly and pause here. The reason why I love doing this with the hydro weight is because the water is moving and you have to have more trunk control. And I wanna squeeze through my hips and through my back and my abs. So I'm gonna go 3 here, boom, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I'm gonna rotate this way. 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna go some deceleration straight on. So we're here. And you can even fatigue yourself with a little bit of a crunch at the end, which is gonna be more hips and abs and a little bit of isolation. But still, the Dane's fast abs with the hydro weight can lead to tremendous dynamic trunk control. So that second key exercise is a movement that you can sort of combine 2 things together. I'm gonna show you an exercise that's great for throwers. It's great for rotational core strength. So this is called a Fowler. I got a 20-pound med bell here, and I can just rotate back and forth, okay? So this is one part of the exercise. Makes it pretty hard. You start to feel it in your hips and in your abs. Now, we're gonna add a piece to this that makes it absolutely phenomenal for combat athletes, for football players, anyone who takes a hit, even for weightlifters when they absorb force. We're gonna go 1, 2, throw, and we call that a Ferris throw, okay? Named after Brother Ferris. Shout out at Brother Ferris on Instagram. So we're gonna go Fowler, 1, 2, throw. Now we catch and we go 1, 2, throw, catch, 1, 2, throw, catch, 1, 2, throw, boom, okay? So that rotation, along with that athletic throw, then leading to the catch without putting your feet down, without falling backwards. That's where you're gonna see a lot of young athletes, they're gonna struggle with holding their feet up on their butt. They're gonna tend to fall backwards here, or they'll put their feet down. This is an absolutely great exercise, but teach the Fowler movement first, and then lead into that Brother Ferris throw. Okay, so this exercise is gonna look absurd, but bear with me, because it's a movement that essentially we created by mimicking what throwers tend to do, okay? So if we look at shot putters, discus throwers, hammer throwers, javelin throwers, they're some of the most explosive athletes in the entire world. So if I want to teach someone how to come out of a cut on a basketball court or on the soccer field, lacrosse field, football field, there's gonna be some rotational work that goes into it. There's gonna be a lot of trunk work that goes into it. But how can we coordinate that with rotational ground reaction forces? And that's where this jump comes into play. So with the POWERLASTIC here, the best part is that we've got a loop to put our hand, okay? So we hold this here, and it's gonna mimic coming out of the back of the circle as a spinner. Now, bear with me, because I demonstrated 2 other exercises already, and my abs are already torn up. I'm gonna start with my right leg down. This is gonna be out, and I want my hand to be on the band, okay? So I'm here, and I'm gonna jump, plant, come back, okay? Plant, and I wanna control this position here, back, boom, okay? And if I have to put this down, that's okay. Ideally, I wouldn't have to put this down. The main focus is on this eccentric as it pulls back in, being stable and not collapsing, okay? That's where you're gonna start to really feel it on the side that you're jumping with, okay? So you're here, jump, there I controlled, come back, plant, jump, plant, jump. And I wanna react as quickly as possible. So there's a lot of deceleration, there's a lot of rotation here. So offensive linemen, wrestlers, this is gonna be an absolutely fantastic exercise. I'd say do 5 sets of 5 each side. The left side's gonna feel really, really wonky, but it's gonna help doing this plyometric with that trunk tension, and that leads to ultimately dynamic trunk control. Another amazing exercise with the POWERLASTIC that if you're a golfer, you should do. If you're a baseball player, you should do. If you're a wrestler, a shot putter, do this because it creates a ton of tension and you can even alter the band where you place it, okay? So the first point is that we wanna think about, let's say I'm a right-handed golfer, let's say I'm a right-handed pitcher, let's say I'm a right-handed quarterback. I'm here, I hold the loop on the POWERLASTIC like this. I'm gonna have my hand covering here and I'm gonna rotate back. I wanna come through and go 1, 2, 3, 4, hold at the point of contact. Okay, hold at that point of contact, come back. 1, 2, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold at the point of contact for about 3 seconds. Now, the big key factor here is that I can feel that in my hamstrings, in my glutes, and inside of my abs. So this is where the trunk factors in. I feel it on this side, and over on this side, I feel it in my lats and in my abs, okay? That's why we're talking about the trunk, not necessarily just the core or the abs. We wanna focus on the trunk. So again, we're here, okay? We can come over top, boom, come through. Now, as we come back, we wanna decelerate, nice and controlled, hit that point of contact, feel the rotational ground forces. And another interesting thing is that you can even alter this slightly. So we're actually giving you like 7 exercises and get to this point where we might see quarterbacks benefit, we might see baseball players benefit, shot putters, discus throwers. That's the awesome part of the POWERLASTIC here and using that golf swing rotation is that you can get really, really creative. You can train both sides. You can get a lot of reps done in a short period of time. And that deceleration is gonna lead to better structural integrity. Okay, so this next exercise is a movement that I invented, created, brainstormed with Ian Ross. So Ian Ross is one of the best canoers in the entire world representing Team USA, okay? So he's like a top 15 guy in the entire world. And just talking to him and trying to figure out what kind of dynamic trunk control work can we do to optimize his overall performance in the boat led to me thinking about this, where we got the hydro weight here, okay? So we want our levers out. We want our legs out. And the goal is where my elbows are here, I wanna rotate to my quad. Now, when the water turns, that's where it's extremely hard. So it's almost like I'm kayaking here, okay? Oh my gosh, this is hard. So you're going back and forth, rotating, and you have to decelerate that water back and forth. Now, dude, that's brutal, okay? Especially after we did all the other exercises. I recommend doing this like 3 sets of 12 to each side and even trying to time it, making sure you're sitting on your butt. Your lower back cannot be supported. That's the hardest part when you're starting to do dynamic trunk control work is that people want more ground contact area, more surface area. That makes it a little bit more stable, a little bit easier. but don't do that. As long as you can avoid doing that, avoid it. Don't let your lower back touch the bench, okay? Sit on that butt, keep those legs nice and long, rotate side to side. And this is great for that rotational trunk strength, which is gonna lead to better cutting. It's gonna lead to better control on a boat if you're a kayaker or a canoer. It's an absolutely fantastic exercise. So explosive core exercises are needed in every single sport. I recommend today that you can go to the gym and you can try out all of these exercises, and you can use our POWERLASTICs, which are available at garagestrength.com, and you can even pick up this sweet hydro weight, also available at garagestrength.com. If you want some explosive brain gains, make sure you check out our channel, Peak Strength. This is our supporting channel where we dive deep into the weeds of all of our different content, and you can even head over to peakstrength.app to pick up our brand new app. Because remember, freaks, if you guys want to become a champion, you've always got to cultivate your power. Peace.